Hi, I'm Maddie Selye.
I'm Claire Huang.
I'm Naomi Sumatsu.
And today we're going to give you a little demo on the Rational Combi Oven. Hi, today we're going to talk about the Rational Combi Oven. So the Combi part of the Combi Oven name stands for combination, which means that this thing is a really neat piece of equipment because it can be used as a conventional oven, a convection oven, a steamer, or any combination thereof. So just giving a little overview on how this thing works and what it looks like. Right here we have a control panel, which is where you're going to do all of your fine tuning, and Claire will show you a little bit more about that later. So moving on, we have an insulated handle, which is really nice because you don't have to worry about burning yourself. And you just pull it up and it pops open super easy. Taking a look on the inside here, you can see we have space for racks, and the racks are nice because they're going to give like an inch in between each one, and that's going to allow for airflow between them, which will make the food cook a lot faster and more evenly. And if you look over here on your left, you'll see the fan, which is going to be responsible for the convection function, and it's going to blow the hot air around and move it around in between the racks. Racks are adjustable. So you see this is the smaller setting, and if you just come in here and lift them up, you can take this panel out and we have a much larger space for larger pans and such. Also down here on the bottom we have a drain, which is important for the steam function because as the steam condensates, it's going to pool at the bottom, and if we didn't have a drain, it would just fill with water and spill out. As you see, lying next to the drain is a probe here, an internal temperature probe, and so when you put your food into the oven, you can just stick this little guy right in there, and it will read out the internal temperature of your food right here on the control panel. And so it's a really great way to kind of monitor what you're cooking and seeing if it's done or if it's met its requirement for the temperature for that particular dish. See in the back here we have a funky knob and two other little funky knobs, and that's going to be important for the self-cleaning application of this oven. There's an arm that attaches, and Naomi will show you a little bit more about that later. We also have this nifty little spray nozzle, so if there's anything that internal self-cleaning mechanism misses, you can get in there and get it real good with this guy. Moving on to the door here, it's double paned, which is great for insulation, so you're going to have less heat escaping and it's going to cost less to heat the inside. But like most ovens, double paned, but I know like at my oven back at home, the in between the panes gets really gross and kind of dirty, and it's really hard to see inside, and there's always potential for bacterial growth and whatnot. So if you notice here, you can actually slide this glass pane out and be able to clean in between the two, which is a great feature as far as cleanliness and kind of functionality is concerned, so you can look in here without having to actually open the door and let all that hot air escape. As far as closing it is concerned, it's nice because you can just grab the side and slam it like that. You don't have to fiddle around with the handle, so if you have like a tray full of food or something like that, you just close it and go on your merry way. We also have a fume hood here, which is really important to be kept on while you're cooking because it's going to funnel all the smoke and steam or whatnot that may be escaping from the oven to the outside of the building. So it's good for like environmental control of your cooking area. And the fume hood is going to be turned off and on by lights, like light switches. So we have ours here on the wall right next to it, but depending on your electrical setup, they might be somewhere else. So just make sure you know where they are and that it's on when you're cooking. And that's kind of a brief overview of the different parts and different functions of the Combi oven.
So I'm going to talk about how to use the Combi oven. So the first thing you want to do is turn it on with this button right here. So you press it and these lights come on. And then you can hear it kind of turn on and make the noise with the fan. So what you want to do next is do the time. So you press this button right here and you use the nozzle to adjust the time to whatever you want. And the time is set with hours and minutes. The next thing you want to do is press the temperature button and adjust your temperature accordingly to whatever you like. So that. And then there's two options here, one for steam and one for convection. So whichever one you choose, you can just press it. And after you press it, you can walk over and look through the window and you'll see that the light is on. And then you'll start to hear the machine kind of rumble and it'll get louder as it starts to heat up. And when you want to turn it off, you can just press this button right here. And everything just shuts off immediately. So now I'm going to teach you how to steam some broccoli using the Combi oven. So like I said, the first thing you want to do is press the start button. And the lights will come on. Alright, so now you want to go for the time button right here. And we're going to set it for about 40 minutes or so. And then we're going to go to the temperature. And we're going to go to 121. Okay, and then you're going to want to press the steam button. And so when you know that the steamer is ready for you to stick your broccoli in, the window right here will become kind of foggy, and you'll see that happen in a little bit. Alright, so as you can tell here, now the window is kind of steamy, and basically we have our broccoli here in this tray. And when you want to steam things in the Combi oven, you want to use the tray with the holes. So basically, when you open the door, you want to be careful. It gets really loud, and you want to let some of that hot air escape. And you open it like this. Then you can stick your broccoli right inside. And close it. And then just kind of wait for your food to cook. You can monitor it through this, or you could just look at the time, whatever you need. Okay, so now we're going to check on our broccoli to see if it's done. So what you want to do is open it again, and you can hear it, it's really loud. Let some of the steam go out. And basically what we're looking for is kind of like a nice, shiny, bright color on the broccoli, which is what we have. And then you can just turn off the oven.
Okay, so I'm going to be talking about how to properly clean the Combi oven. Right here we have the detergent and the rinsing agent. And if those are running low and need to be refilled, a little message right here will pop up to let you know. If we open this up here, as Maddie mentioned before, here's a little spray nozzle that you can use to manually clean out the oven. And two things you want to remember is that you shouldn't use a power washer to clean the oven, and you shouldn't use like any acid chemicals to like clean out the oven, because that could damage the stainless steel. To put the little arm on, you want to put the little notches on the two little pegs in the back first, and then you'll kind of push the top part on. So like that, and then you'll close this, turn the oven on, and once the arm is attached, the oven automatically goes into the cleaning mode. And there are 4 different cycle levels that you can use to clean it depending on how dirty the oven is. And we're gonna be using the quick cycle, which is the cycle that you would usually use in between when you're doing batches of cooking. And to change the level, you just use this little dial here for quick, and then you press start, and the time would show up, showing how much time there's left for the cycle. And then to take the arm off, you just press this little red button here and pull it towards you, and then lift up. And then you're good to go. thanks for watching our demo on how to use the Rational Combi Oven.